I was wondering if you could tell me briefly about your motivation to set up ProFounder, possibly a little bit about the site.
It's 2009, and we both overlapped at Stanford Graduate School of Business. And actually that summer after I graduated, we were sharing some office space with a few other classmates who were starting businesses. And one of the classmates had this company called Wikimart. And there was this great spirit of kind of kumbaya around graduation where everybody's saying, let's stay in touch. Let's say, we're going to miss each other. And it was in this spirit that these two classmates said, well, wouldn't it be great if we, just any of our classmates wanted to invest in us, we gave them the opportunity to do so. So it wasn't out of desperation. They had already gotten their angel funding, but they said, just wouldn't it be nice if more people could get involved? So they sent an email out to our classmates. There were about 300 of us, and we're all quite close. And they said, if anyone wants to invest, just let us know. No pressure. Just wanted to let you know about the opportunity. In 24 hours, they had gotten 60 people who responded and said they wanted to put in $1,000 each. And it was amazing.
Wow.
I mean, that should have been the end of a beautiful story that we could celebrate. But that's when the hard started, because as soon as that was over, it was not all roses. It was them going to their lawyers and saying, okay, what are we going to do with this? And their lawyers saying, whoa, 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 whoa. These folks who want to invest in you are up to their ears in student debt. They're far, far from what the SEC would call accredited investors, meaning people with $1 million in net worth or making over $250,000 a year. They're students. They can't invest. I said, what do you mean they can't invest? They have to be able to invest. So their lawyers spent some time, and this team took about $20,000 and about 4 months of time with their lawyers to try and figure out how to make this happen. And they finally did. And at the end of the day, they were able to get $35,000 in investment. They had already spent almost that much just trying to get the deal done. So it certainly was not an efficient process at all. So Jessica and I started looking at, oh my goodness, how can we help our classmates and ourselves in similar situations to make this more efficient? Yes. It seems crazy. You can have people over here who are doing something amazing and people over here who want to support them, and they just can't get together. What is that about? Yeah. So as we dug into it as kind of a side and night project, we learned, wait a second, this is more than something that's just for us. This has huge, huge applications. And we started to see the one stat that really blew us away was we learned that $144 billion of friends and family funding happens every year. That's how much money is moving in this informal investment circle. So 87% of all funding for private businesses is coming from this informal circle of friends, family, etc. And we said, oh my goodness, this is the white elephant in the room. Nobody ever talks about it, but it's huge. And there's no innovation ever. Nothing new is happening to move this space forward where all these dollars are moving. Let's be the ones to do that. And if we do that, oh my gosh, think about the applications. We could create more access to capital for more people. And if people saw the new access to capital that they had, entrepreneurship would seem more accessible to them because they'd see the clear path to how they can get to where they're going. And we're very cognizant. I grew up in New Jersey, Jess grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we're both very cognizant of how lucky we were to be in Silicon Valley where resources are abundant and there's very clear paths forward to start your business with these great systems in place. And we knew the other side of the coin, how if you're not lucky enough to be in that environment, it's not a clear path. And you don't have those resources available to you. But we said, you know what everybody can do? Everybody can develop a supportive community around them. So great, everybody can do that. Now what we can do is give you the tools to help that, to make it so that that supportive community can also be a source of access to capital for you. And that's what we've been able to do.
Wow, that's a brilliant story, fantastic.
Thank you.
And having been based in London for 5 years trying to raise capital, I can agree with you that if you're not in the right place, you can almost forget it.
Absolutely, it's tough.
So this is really making it possible for anyone, anywhere in the world, really. Could you just run over briefly the business model behind ProFounder and how it works?
Sure. So I'll give you an example of a specific customer and how they would walk through our system. So
thank you.
Raja is a customer whose business is bucket feet. He had this great business where he and his partner, Aaron, they were on a college campus. They were students, and they started taking their white Vans, their sneakers, and they were drawing on them and making these great designs. And people would stop them on campus and say, I want a pair of those. This is the greatest. And they said, well, maybe we should make this a business if so many people like these. And then they said, well, now we need funding for that business. Where should we turn? Wouldn't it be cool if those same people who said they liked our shoes were the people who could help us actually start this business? Because that's truly the proof in the pudding is if those people who like them like it so much they're willing to invest. Yes. Great. Then we should really do this. So they came onto our platform to be able to facilitate this process. The first thing they did was create their pitch. So we really believe that if you're going to your community for investment capital, it's not about giving them reams and reams of data and having them pour through numbers. It's about telling them your story and having them understand why are you doing this and getting them engaged. For all of the investors that we've talked to, money is never the primary motivation. Someone's not investing in someone they know to make a quick buck. They're investing in someone they know to be a part of the story because they find that to be rewarding and they want to be treated fairly and they want to be treated, with respect in a way that makes sense. But they also they just want to be part of something, right? So we help you create story in that way, the video, etc. The next step is creating your term sheet. So we have term sheet templates that you customize. And here's where we also save you a lot of money because you're getting the term sheet fed to you that you can then customize. So the primary term sheet we have is revenue sharing. So they chose a percentage of revenue, say it's 2% of revenue, that they would share over 5 years with their pool of investors, and every individual investor would get their pro rata percentage of that. And now last week we launched a new term sheet, an equity term sheet that's non-voting common shares that you could also offer. So now you have two choices on ProFounder. So once you have your pitch and your term sheet, those two things go onto a private fundraising website that we create for you. And then that website becomes a destination for all of your fundraising. So Raja and Aaron at Bucket Feet, they were able to invite their friends and family, their classmates, other people in their community who they wanted to invest. They invited them to view the opportunity. Those folks saw the site. They said, okay, thumbs up. Yep, I want to be involved. They were able to transact directly online by investing in the opportunity. Now, after all the investment money was received, they raised about $60K. They then, Raja and Neil then signed their term sheets electronically online through the ProFounder platform. The investors then got the term sheets to also sign electronically. So now they're duly executed and stored on our platform for everyone to use. And we also walked Raja and Neil through the compliance. We have a very intense compliance engine that's a part of our platform that we're really proud of that automates and serves up the legal compliance in every one of the 50 states, as well as the federal government, that makes it possible to raise from unaccredited investors. So we served up that information and walked them through this filing process.
Wow, absolutely incredible. It's really an awesome platform by the sound of it.
Thank you.
I was wondering how many women are on the on ProFounder. Do you know how many female startups or female business owners are?
In terms of the customers that are using our platform, I don't have a specific number. We haven't noticed a gender bias one way or the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It means that there's nothing that's limiting women from getting on there and going for it. And by the sounds of it, everything's provided really to actually raise that capital. Is there any challenges or issues that have come up since you've been running the platform for entrepreneurs on the platform?
Yeah. So when we first launched, we really talked about crowdfunding, and we had in mind this definition of, everyone can contribute in small amounts, you can get a lot of people engaged, etc. And when our entrepreneurs hear the word crowdfunding, sometimes they'll say, oh, crowdfunding, great. So I'm going to post my opportunity on the site, I'm going to go on vacation, and then when I get back, here's my mailing address to send my cash to. And we said, no. That is not how it's going to work. You have to put in the effort to engage your community. And it's really, we're not claiming that it's easy. There is an engagement, task that you have in front of you. So we really like to say crowdfunding is a misnomer. It's not crowdfunding, it's community funding. So get that right. And
that gets it clearer, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest challenge for our entrepreneurs has been overcoming that hurdle, often that emotional hurdle of asking. And we really tell people, you're not asking for money, you're offering an opportunity, and you should be confident in your business, and so confident that you really believe that you're offering this great investment opportunity to people. And what's been really interesting to observe is sometimes, and in fact oftentimes, people find that they're not that confident. It's a real moment of reflection for them to say, wow, why am I hesitating at this point? What am I not confident about? And did I jump the gun? Is this really not a good time for me to be fundraising? I should actually come back when I am more confident and do believe this is a great opportunity for people to get involved in. So we've seen that happen as well.
And this is one of the issues that people have fed back to me during the course of all these interviews, is that women often have trouble asking for money.
Absolutely.
So a lot of us put our hands up for that one, and also have difficulty as far as confidence goes. So what you're saying is that it's a great exercise in actually challenging those two pieces, those two core pieces, if you want to go for it on ProFounder, that you could actually either work through it or make a decision to actually wait until you've built those two pieces up.
And we've seen it from men and women alike. It's a very common issue that people face, and we try and make it as easy as possible. And we've really put a lot of thought into best practices, etc. So, for instance, you know, it's scary to pick up the phone and call someone you might not have spoken to in a while and say, hey, do you want to invest? What we do is we create a platform where you can send out an email invitation to all of these people. So already the mode of communication might be something you're more familiar with, to get them to start by emailing and then do follow-up phone calls if you'd like. And we also often encourage people to ask for multiple things. So there's no opportunity to say no. So if you say, just, will you invest? There's a yes or no answer. But if you say, will you be part of my community? One way to do so that would be really meaningful to me is investment. But I'm also really excited about your advocacy. And I'd be really excited if you'd lend your marketing expertise. We found that that's also a very effective way.
So really what they're doing then is building up like a community of mentors and support systems, not just getting money.
Exactly. And we found that over and over again. We had some entrepreneurs who've come to us and say, you know, I could have gotten a bank loan. I could have done this, but then it would just be about the cash. And I know with CoFounder, it's not about the cash. People are actively involved. So, I mean, we have many amazing cases. So, for instance, our very first customer, Bronson Chang, he has the House of Pure Aloha, which is a shaved ice business in Hawaii. He had his investors voting on what new flavors of shaved ice he could offer. They were tweeting like crazy about what he was doing because they were so proud to be part of this community of people who were involved in this venture. They felt this sense of ownership, this sense of involvement that made them want to be active.
Yes, that's fantastic.